What we're going to do in this video is add some additional wiring to a Land Rover from front to back. Now, I did a little sort of a video about this before, where we used a grommet from a Discovery 1. However, those days have gone. I haven't got any more. But the same principle applies. The problem is, with any Land Rover, it doesn't matter what it is, a 90, 110, 130, it's always a problem getting power from the front to the back. The original harness goes through the frame or the chassis, and there are one or two spare wires in there because Land Rover seem to put everything in there, but there's never enough for what we really want. So what I'm going to do with this job is, because I don't know what's going to happen to this car, I'm going to do a little bit of future proofing, because we've got really good access, we can you know, all over the place, and we're going to put a 9-core cable, this stuff, from front to back. And what we're going to do is we're going to loop it, tie some loops underneath the cab. We're not going to fasten it to anything, but we're going to just tie it up. So in the future, if they want some speakers, or if they want some rear lights or working lights, got plenty of cable. Now this cable here is 16 gauge. It's light enough to carry a reasonable current. Obviously not jump leads or something like that, but I'll show you. I'll move the camera a bit and I'll show you what we're up to. Lots of people make the mistake of putting wires up and down the door pillars, and then they find out that they can't get the little cover back on, or alternatively, when they put the screws back in for the little plastic cover, they drill straight through the cables. There's not much room in there, believe me. So what we're going to do, and the Dynamat's really handy, well, not Dynamat, Killmat, but we've pulled this panel off here, and I'm going to drill behind it, and I'm going to put a grommet in it so we can pass this cable through. And like I said, behind there's a nice lot of space where we can tie that up into a lump at this side, and at the other side we'll loop it before we go to the back. And then in the future, if anybody wants it, they can pull all those loops out and perhaps go right up into this dash panel here. You can't have enough cable. All right, it's easier to cut a bit off than put a bit on. So we're going to do that at that end, and then, perhaps you can see, we're going to come up through the back corner here. I haven't really arranged this very well, have I? But I'll show you how to do it. And it's really, really easy, and it'll save a lot of time. But believe me, sometime in the future when somebody's playing around with this, they'll say, "By God, that was a good idea." And it was a bit expensive, but you might be able to find this. I had to buy this brand new because I couldn't find any, but you might find some at you know, like second-hand shop or something like that, a car boot sale, garage sale. It does come along, and you know, you can use all sorts of stuff. You can use any sort of cable, but like I say, it's got to be it doesn't want to be too fine. That's what I'm trying to say. It doesn't want to be like very fine computer wire. That's no good. So anyway, let's get on with that. I'm just going to drill a few holes, and basically that's all it is. So I've got my grommet in, I've got my wire in, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to push this up behind the back of the dash, like this, and I've taped the end so there's no chance of any shorts. That goes up there, like that, and then you can put that panel back on, and that's that taken care of. Then we're going to start to put some, we're going to do another loop under the bonnet, you know, a big loop, and then we'll work from front to back. So there you go, all boxed in again. That's the bit that comes behind the fuse box, that's okay. Let's have a look through here. Little loop on there for the cable, grommet in. Look underneath, we put another loop underneath just in case. Fastened it down there. We haven't got that plastic covering yet, so I've got a bit more tidying up to do. And fastened to the frame. Under the bonnet, we have yet another loop here. So there's more than enough wire, because if you want now, you could pull a wire all the way to the dashboard, and that was the idea. So it'll save somebody in the future, no doubt me, a lot of work. Right. I hope that's going to be helpful and save you a lot of time and trouble. And it's really easy to do, but you're not putting wires in those pillars anymore. Good idea. Right, talk to you later.